It's here, baby. To make a long story long, I made merch. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm really freaking out about it. Well, this feels kind of crazy to finally be sitting down and filming this. Okay. Hello, hi. I made a clothing line and it's going for sale tomorrow. This honestly is kind of crazy to say out loud because as a kid, I would sketch all the time different like outfits and like pretend to be a designer and make these clothes. And I honestly never really thought at any point in my life that I would have my own product and I would be so involved. Like literally, I made the mock-ups, the design, and like, I never thought this would actually happen. So I kind of am giddy and it really is a lot. And I'm so excited to sit down and share with you this story of how my merch finally came to life. Before we get started, I do want to thank today's video sponsor, Squarespace. I know you hear me talk about them all the time, but really Squarespace is the reason that you will be meeting this product because the website shopjaclynforbes.com is powered by Squarespace. And honestly, off the top, when I knew that I wanted to create merch and create some type of clothing, I didn't really know how to start because obviously I'd never done it before and I didn't have any guidance or mentors that I could go to, so I really did kind of have to figure it out from scratch. But one thing that I did know off the top is that I was gonna sell it with Squarespace because I love that platform. I've made websites on there before and I've always known that they've had such a user-friendly interface. So for a beginner and someone who's learning like me, that's great. And there's always so many beautiful templates to start from. So I knew that making a clothing and making it ethical and doing it properly and making it sustainable was gonna be the hard part to figure out. But I didn't want the website to be the hard part, so shout out to Squarespace. Now I will chat a little bit more about the website and talk a bit more about Squarespace later, so stay tuned for that. But if you are interested in building a website, you can head to squarespace.com/JaclynForbes to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, so make sure you check that out. But yes, I wanna walk you through the entire process of how this came to life and really just walk you through everything because I hope this video also inspires you if you have like a dream or a vision and it can seem out of reach or like you really don't know where to start. I was exactly in that place and I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it didn't take a ton of hard work, and I think this literally was probably about a year in the making in the sense from first ideation, knowing what I wanted to do, and then really the last 4 to 6 months has been like full force diving into this whole world of e-commerce and figuring out how to sell a sweatsuit online. When I tell you this is all I'm gonna be wearing for the rest of my life, I'm not kidding you. I have 4 different sets of it. This is how you know I actually love it. This is just the most Jaclyn thing ever. But I'm gonna walk you through step by step what I did and how I made this a reality. Okay, so the first step was conceptualizing. It was thinking of the idea, coming up with a great idea that I was happy with and something that was not only 1, cozy, 2, comfortable that I would wear, and 3, just something that I knew I could be proud of. I mean, it's no surprise, I live in cozy clothes, in tracksuits, in matching sweatsuits, and there was this bleach tie-dye set that I made back at the beginning of the year, and I filmed a whole DIY on it, and I think I've worn that sweatsuit 5 out of 7 days of every week of the rest of this year. So needless to say, I've been obsessed with tie-dye and truly just the ease of something matching, like the fact that I don't have to think about what I'm gonna put on my top and my bottom, it just goes together. It's like, honestly, it's so good. So I definitely knew that I wanted to do some type of tie-dye tracksuit. So honestly, what I did is went into my little sketchbook, and actually it wasn't even a sketchbook, it was like a lined paper book. Like it wasn't even proper sketches. And I just kind of started drawing out what I wanted it to look like, where I wanted any embroidery or text. It's gotta say long story long. I say that all the time. It's also just the epitome of me. I like cannot make a long story short. It's weird. I don't want it to like overtly say my name just straight across it, but I do still want it to feel like it makes sense for me. Maybe just my last name. And honestly, this, I just want to let you know that this process, it changed so much throughout the year and the last couple of months especially. I had about 8 million different ideas of what I thought the right answer was, but the more that I would create mock-ups and drafts, I would get a new idea or be inspired by something else. And this probably honestly saw about 10 different iterations until we got to this final product. Oh my goodness, could this one be the one? Okay, so I think the color is perfect on this. Like I love the pinkier and the more yellowy orange tones, but I don't know if I'm sold on the spiral. I think my gut instinct was to do more like the scrunch kind of cloud pattern. The spiral is like almost too intentional, but the color of it is absolutely perfect. I wanted like a very muted, more neutral. So if I can make one thing clear, this was definitely not something that, you know, I was approached with and got to just slap my name on. That honestly sounds 10 million times easier, but I knew going into it that wasn't what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to be as involved in every step of the process as I could be. Not only because, one, I'm very bossy and very picky, and I wanted to make the perfect fit that I would wear every day, and this is what I have been wearing every day, but also because it was really important to me to make sure we were doing everything ethically and we had sustainable practices. So I wanted to know every little nitty-gritty detail of the whole process, starting from sewing to dyeing to manufacturing to shipping it out and everything like that. And I basically just went on Photoshop and kind of created a little mock-up of what I wanted to do. And again, very like, this is not industry standard by any means. Like I probably did not do this the right way, but I just kind of fiddled around and created what I wanted the matching tracksuit to look like. I kind of figured out the text that I wanted to use. And then I honestly just started playing around with a bunch of different color palettes that I just personally enjoyed. So at one point this was supposed to be green. I was going through so many different versions, but I always know that I'm a very warm tone person. This is gonna sound crazy. Okay, anyone that knows me, I have an issue with cool toned things. Like I can't explain it. It's just, actually, it's kind of ironic because it's a very blue day, so I'm in a very cool toned room right now. But anything that has more of a blue tinge or like cooler colors, it just doesn't resonate. So I knew I wanted it to be some type of warm tone or like a neutral or something more in like the pastel, light, warm toned family. So honestly, I was just playing around with a bunch of different colors, like being very particular about what the exact like hex color of the palette was and all of those types of things. I was very picky with the actual bottoms of the sweatpants. I wanted them to have an elastic waist and elastic bottom with pockets in them because pockets are just superior. I also wanted an adjustable drawstring so that way you can make it a bit tighter at the waist if you wanted it. And all of just these like little finicky details. And I was very particular about the actual cut of the pattern as well. Like there's really just no other way to explain it than I've had so many different sweatsuits and sweatpants, and not every sweatpant is made equally. So I kind of took a look at all of my personal favorite sweatpants that I already owned and what I liked about that, what I liked about the fit. And for me right now, I love anything that's just very comfortable and more in the oversized kind of fit. So I knew I didn't want anything tight or form-fitting because that's just not how I'm rolling right now. So I basically had all of these things in my back pocket. I had a whole like Google Drive of even silly things like the actual tag that's gonna go inside of the product. Like I didn't want it to just say like the size. I want it to be a tag that I made. So I literally, again, went on Photoshop and like made my actual tag that was gonna go inside. And then I was also like, well, I've gotta do like a little card that goes with the package. That way it's like a little personal and just like has a little message for me. So again, on Photoshop, I made up this little card. Okay, let's look at these. Oh, this is so weird to see in real life, considering that I was just sitting over there on my computer making it just a few weeks ago. So this is gonna come with all the sweaters like in the package. Oh wait, this is so cute. Anyways, so the next step of this whole process was finding the perfect manufacturer. Now, again, even though I had so many unanswered questions throughout this process, there were a few things that I was very sure of going into this, and that was gonna be the brand ethos and really what this was about. I wanted to do it the right way, and I wanted to make sure it was 100% made in Canada, so that means cut, stitched, hand-dyed, everything happening here in Canada. Because I mean, I'm Canadian if you didn't know that, and I really just wanted to support a local manufacturer. On top of that, I knew I really wanted a high quality product that would last and wouldn't just look good before one wash. I wanted something that you could wear a million times and wash a million times and it would still look just as good as the first time you bought it. Of course, it was also super important that it was ethically made and made in sustainable practices, and that means using sustainable dyes that aren't bad for the environment or anything like that. And it's so interesting, the more that I kind of dove into this world of merch and making clothing, I realized how easy it is for a lot of companies to take shortcuts and to go the route that's gonna make them the most money, even though it's not the best practice. And honestly, that was one of the things that I said going into this. I was like, I don't even care if I break even or don't make a ton of money or anything. Like, it's not about making a profit. It's just about making a really awesome product that my viewers and everyone that I've really grown up with online can just have and wear. And really everything I've done, I feel like in my online career has been simply that, online. It only exists in video form. And sure, there are moments when I get to meet you in real life and have meet and greets and hang out and things like that. But especially now, everything is online, and I really just wanted to make something tangible that you could touch and feel and wear and live in, and just kind of almost validate this online experience with something physical in the real world. So although obviously it cost me a lot more money to make it this way and to make it sustainable and ethical, it honestly was no question on my part. I knew if I was gonna do it, it was gonna be right. I mean, that could be a whole other rant, just learning about, oh my God, there's so many like mainstream companies that I see that are more in the fast fashion world, and in the short term, there's no question why these big brands do it, because it makes them a ton of money, but really it leaves behind a horrible trail when it comes to not paying workers fair wages. Literally half of the clothes can be made in sweatshops. Like I said, these were just things that I was not willing to compromise on. So with all that being said, I'm not gonna pretend like this was an easy part. This was honestly probably the hardest part, and this took, I would say, 3 to 4 months of finding the perfect manufacturer. So I was literally going into a bunch of different locations and seeing their stitching practices, watching people cut and sew different items, feeling their materials, touching, feeling the quality, learning about really everything top to bottom. And like I said, so many of these places left me feeling disappointed, and it was not at all what I wanted. So it really was an exciting but also overwhelming process of going in, feeling different samples, touching, trying things on, and really making sure that I was gonna be happy with the direction that I went. There were definitely a few times where I wanted to kind of give up and throw in the towel because, yeah, like I said, it really just opened my eyes and was almost defeating, because so many different places that I talked with, it made me realize how many people don't want to do the right thing. But again, now looking back, the perspective that it gave me, I'm so glad that I went through all those ups and downs, because I knew exactly what I did not want to do. But luckily in the end, after about 3 or 4 months, I found the perfect people to work with, and they were completely aligned with all of my ethics and everything that I wanted. So I'm super proud to say that this is 100% made in Canada. It's fully knitted, cut, sewn, and dyed 100% here in Canada. So super proud to say that this is also 100% Canadian, just like me. So it was actually really funny. Once I ended up figuring out that, I was also like, oh my gosh, I definitely want to do a tie-dye piece. Like maybe I'll just end up getting all of the items created all in just white, and I'll tie-dye them at my house. And then I realized that just really wasn't scalable in my 600 square foot apartment, how I would be dyeing, washing, and doing it all myself. But again, that was just my ego, because I'm the type of person that likes to be this independent woman who does it all myself. And I just realized, Jaclyn, that's insane, no. So luckily we ended up finding a tie-dye solution that was actually scalable and wouldn't have me doing that out of my house. These stations are so epic. Like me doing tie-dye at home in my sink does not compare.
It's for this method and what you wanted. So we come in and we literally just do the tiniest amount on the top, and we let it kind of bleed through like that.
So what I think is actually really exciting is that it's not like factory dyed, like not every single piece looks the same. They're all hand dyed, and I went in with the team one day and I even dyed a few of them. So, I mean, there's probably like 4 sets of sweatsuits that are hand dyed by me. So I don't know who's gonna get those ones, but 4 people probably will. Other than that though, there are 2 amazing women who were hand dyeing all of these. So it's really cool because there are slight variances in piece to piece. Like even this sweatsuit, the top that I'm wearing is slightly different than this one. So it is kind of nice to know that each piece is one of a kind and really just is truly special. Okay, here it is. I am so excited. Look at the sweatpants, little Forbes 97. I wanted it to obviously be my merch, but I didn't want it to just be like Jaclyn Forbes on the booty or something. So I thought that was like a nice little subtle like, ooh, is that Jaclyn's merch or is it just, who knows? Like, what is it? And then this crew neck is so gorgeous. I love the long story long. And honestly, I am so happy with the colors. It really is just muted neutrals, but still in like the warm family. And honestly, the fit of this crew neck is so comfortable. I've literally never had a comfier sweatsuit, and y'all know I just live in these bottoms. Now, I actually have like, I have 4 sets of these. I have 2 sets of medium and 2 sets of large. So it just kind of depends on the mood. Like I'm normally a medium and everything, and the sizing does run true to size, but obviously it's a sweatsuit. Some days I want to be like super oversized and baggy, so I do size up for the large, and that's super comfy too. There is a sizing chart all on the website though, so if you are curious, just check it out. Also like message me or comment, I'll try to help you out. I'm so happy. I'm literally gonna be wearing this every single day of my life. It truly just is my favorite sweatsuit of all time, and I can't believe that I get to say that it's mine. Honestly, the fit of the crew neck, it's just so comfortable. I like it because it's not just like, it's not super tight and form-fitting. I feel like I've got like enough room, and it's not too heavy, it's not too light. It's like the perfect sweatsuit. That's all I can say. And these sweatpants, oh my goodness. I wear these every day and every night. I have a set that I exclusively sleep in, but they're just so comfy, and I find them so flattering. They make the butt look good. and they're the perfect sweatpant. They really are. And honestly, I'm super proud of it. So then next up comes the exciting part. I had to make a website. I've always wanted to sell something online and get into the world of e-commerce. Again, have no history or experiencing that, but that is where Squarespace comes in, and I knew that it would help me alleviate all my worries because Squarespace has an amazing e-commerce platform actually integrated into it. So really it was a no-brainer to get everything up and running through my Squarespace site. Again, shop Jaclyn Forbes if you want to check it out. But basically with Squarespace, you can purchase domains, so AKA buying my shopjaclynforbes.com, or if you already have the domain, you can connect it if you bought it through a third party. So super easy to get your dream domain. And then of course, another huge plus is that they support commerce and you can sell your product online through Squarespace. You can not only visit the site, you can browse my merchandise, you can add the items to your cart, and you can check out. So it really is just like any other professional website. You just go on, you can browse the merch, you can add the items to your cart, you can check out securely, all of the amazing things, and you also can connect any third-party e-commerce platforms as well. So again, super easy and super compatible, which is great. Now this part I haven't gotten any real life experience with just yet because all of this merch drops tomorrow. It will go on sale tomorrow and I'm super excited, but Squarespace does have sales analytics, so you can kind of see the back end and you can completely understand how your business is doing by tracking the revenue, like how many sales you're making, all of that stuff. So I'll keep you posted on how I enjoy those features, but we will see tomorrow when this launches. Hopefully someone buys it. It's so interesting too because obviously these are gonna be limited edition and we're not gonna be coming back with this tie-dye set. So once these are gone, these are gone. And right now, I've never sold a product before, so I have no idea if this is gonna sell out like in one day, if it's gonna take a year, like I have no idea. But that's also to say, if you are interested, I would get it sooner rather than later because we will not be doing a restock. This is going to be a limited edition item and this tie-dye set will not be coming back. Now, another thing about Squarespace that I love and definitely took advantage of is they have 24/7 email support. They do also have a live chat that's available quite a bit of time as well. But basically, if you have any questions that can't be answered through the forums that they have, and they have like a bunch of online tutorials as well. But if you have additional questions, you can reach out to a human and they will help you out. And I definitely had many of questions, some of them which were silly questions, some of them which I thought were valid, but really the Squarespace support team did help me out with so many of my little minor questions, and it was so comforting to know that I had an online team to support me if I needed it. And finally, one last thing that I wanted to highlight with Squarespace is that they are socially connected, so you can connect all of your social platforms. So for me, I made a whole Instagram for all of this clothing, and it's at Shop Jaclyn Forbes if you want to go give them a follow. And basically I can connect that Instagram account to my website, so that way when I'm posting new content, it'll just be fed through the website. Also, I'm planning on reposting a bunch of y'all wearing this on there, so it'll be a nice way to kind of keep everyone in the loop and see how different people wear it and all that fun stuff. So if you end up purchasing this long story long tie-dye set, make sure you tag not only me, but Shop Jaclyn Forbes and use the hashtag Shop Jaclyn Forbes for a chance to be featured. It was also at this step where I knew I wanted to take a ton of photos too to promote it, and also for the website, and also to launch on my social. So I created this fun little trailer video, which was shot on a VHS, and I just love like the vibes of it. And I took a bunch of Polaroids and really fun photos as well, so that way I could kind of showcase this long story long sweatsuit in a bunch of different ways and just kind of show you how I wear it and how I kind of live in it. And obviously it was all super easy to upload onto my Squarespace website and to integrate the videos and link the trailer and all of that fun stuff. So yes, that is all the website stuff. As much as it sounds maybe like a lot, this was honestly the quickest and the least time consuming step of everything. I actually teamed up with my video editor Megan, who edits some of these videos, and she's amazing with graphic design as well. So we made a couple of like custom logos, things like that, and we brought this whole website to life with really just a couple of days of work into it. So definitely the easiest part of this whole process. So if you are thinking of making a website, whether you want to sell product like I'm doing, whether you want to create a blog or maybe highlight a professional portfolio, whatever your reason is, Squarespace really is designed for any purpose. So head to Squarespace, make sure you use my promo code Jaclyn Forbes, you'll get 10% off, so check it out and do the thing. Okay, and now take a deep breath, everyone. Now comes the final pillar of all of this, and it really is a big question mark right now because I am filming this the day before everything launches. So everything is going live tomorrow, December 1st, 2020, and I don't necessarily have the answers to this part. But the final step of this is actually going live and selling the merch and selling the clothing to all of you. So I'm gonna be honest, yeah, I mean, I kind of said it earlier, I am kind of nervous, and not out of, like, I know I have such a great audience and I know you all will be so excited for me, but doing anything new does definitely make me feel a little vulnerable, and it's, yeah, just putting yourself out there in a different way. So definitely I'm feeling like kind of jittery, but also on the flip side, I'm so excited and I just want it to go well. And this has just had so much like love and time put into this. So I just want it to be great and everything I've imagined. So I'm probably not gonna sleep tonight, so we'll see kind of how that goes. But yeah, this has really been a long time coming. And even the fact that I'm just like wearing it right now and I'm like, oh, I made this, I designed this from scratch, and I picked this stitching color and I picked this size and I put the placement, like all of these things. It's so crazy for me to kind of sit back and realize and be like, oh, I did that. And I really am so happy with how everything turned out, and it was so worth it. Oh my goodness, here she is. We've got the crew neck and the sweatpants, and then it just says Forbes 97, which is the year that I was born. And the stitching feels so high quality, it's insane. I'm so happy with it. Look at how cute this is. So yeah, I don't really know necessarily how to finish this off, but it will be going live tomorrow at shopjaclynforbes.com. And like I said, everything is limited edition, and once we're gone, we're gone. And I truly have no idea if this is gonna sell out quick. I mean, it might, I don't know. So if you are excited about it, I would definitely say set your alarms for tomorrow. It's gonna be going live at 12 p.m. EST, which is like Toronto time zone. But I'll put all the details and the timing for all the different time zones down below so you can check it out and save a reminder. And hopefully I will be seeing you all wearing your amazing, gorgeous tie-dye sweatsuits very soon. I'm kinda freaking out over here. So yeah, here we are. Thank you so much for watching this video. It honestly does mean a lot to me. And I feel like I say this all the time, but literally everything I do online does not exist without you watching. And I'm so aware of that and so, so grateful because you all have literally changed my life. And this wouldn't have even been made if it wasn't for you guys. So I did want to say a huge thank you again. Anyways, long story long, I made merch. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm kind of freaking out about it. And thank you so much for watching. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's launch day, baby.